Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. It's actually getting a little bit dark, but as I said, lighting, not just unfortunately, we just don't have it, but that's okay. By the way, I'm thinking about starting a podcast, and initially, we won't even have any video, but it doesn't really matter. So, getting right into this, reading this book by Robert Sklar. I think the copyright is 1998, but film, an international history of the medium. I just picked this up out of my library downstairs. I have hundreds and hundreds of books just on film criticism, film history, the whole thing. I love it. I'm a film buff, an aficionado, if you will. So I opened this up and I'm going through, and the very first chapter, before he gets into it, there's a timeline. If you could see that, I'm just going to read the first couple in a sec. But what really struck me is like, holy shit. Like, take a look at where we are today, 2020. You're watching this YouTube. I'm doing a video here. We didn't have this 20 years ago, 10 years, like this explosion, this information revolution, right? So the IT, no one saw this coming, the internet, right? But just go back, like our culture, our civilization, our society, like, right? The biggie, if you go back a couple of hundred years. By the way, you have to read *Sapiens*. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's been talking about it for the last 3 or 4 years, by Noel Harari. Noel, am I saying this? I always just say Harari. You got to read Harari's *Sapiens*. I've read his other book too. He has, I think he has 3 books. I've read the first 2. It's *Sapiens*, and then Homo Deus is the second one. I've read them both, and I'm reading it again. It's just an absolute masterpiece. Everyone's reading it. Change is really this cultural phenomenon. Harari's book, *Sapiens*, but he talks about these technological or just revolutions, right? You start, thousands, tens of thousands of years ago, you have hunter and gatherer, and then when society starts, he even goes a little bit further. If I'm thinking, okay, it's just hunter gatherer, start civilization. You have the agricultural revolution, but really things are not going slow, going for thousands of years. Really, you had. A few hundred years ago, well, the printing press, but that's another, I digress. It's another whole story where you had information. But the real biggie then you had was the Industrial Revolution, right? So a couple of hundred years, but the real big boom was information. And then before that, just a couple of, which is I'm going to talk about now, just a couple of hundred years ago, fucking electricity, photography. So here we go. Listen to this. First stop, 1798, Robertson's Phantasmagorie. All right. It's 1839, development of photography. Like if you've seen Ken Burns' Civil War, it's all black and white photography. It's Brady who did all that stuff. Interesting. But I didn't realize this, 1861, the first color photograph. Now you don't see much of this, but there you go. The point is, here we are. So, and then you have 1872, Maybridge begins experiments. And then this is at the time, 1872, Grant wins second term as U.S. president. This is what's interesting. 1876, Bell patents telephone. 1877, Edison patents phonograph. So just think about that. 1876, Bell patents the telephone. So we didn't have any of this fucking shit. No, internet, what the hell? So no telephone, no radio, no TV, nothing. You're lucky maybe to get a newspaper. Do you understand this? That's not that long ago. Listen, 1872, the telephone. So what is that? That's 150 years. That's nothing. When you think, and the older you get, you realize, like, holy fuck, that wasn't too long ago. Like when I was a young person, I used to think about like World War II and history and fucking, Hitler, and like, oh my God, it's like 100 years ago. And I'm like, oh, you're older. Because that wasn't too long ago. 1945, well, the rise of Hitler, 1933, 34, and the war, 39 to 45. But that's not that long ago. That's craziness. All right. So just think about this, people. You're watching YouTube right now. You're watching me on this video. It's incredible that you're able to see this. And just think, 1872. Is that the date? 1872. Oh, I'm sorry, 1876. Bell patents telephone. Incredible. All right, good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here on Tabor Talk.